Right, so we've done a welcome to Tito The Troddler, another ale trail. No surprise, it's a birthday ale trail. This is my birthday next week, so we're going to fill his boot. So we've come to, well, we've been to Keith, obviously Keith, and then we've just been to Leeds. We just had the trail, well, packed train from going to Liverpool. So, but we're in Huddersfield, as you can see behind us. We're at Huddersfield Station. So Harold Wilson down over here somewhere. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. So yeah, so we've got two old pubs here and two newish pubs that are near the station, and then we're on our way to Beerhouse and then Halifax, but should be a good one, should this? Right, so we're on a pork pie trail today. We've got 6 pork pies to try. So the first one is going to be Pritchard's. So Pritchard's pork pies, let's see what they're like. Right, I've just come to the bakehouse and unfortunately they're not going to do pork pies, so they're out of the competition straight away. So we've got a sausage roll now to compensate. So see, sausage roll, so we'll give that a bash and see how it scores. Here's Huddersfield Town Hall, I think it is. I think that's where brass band finals are for Yorkshire section. Right, we've reached the first pub, the Albert, so I'll just spin you around, you can have a look. So this is the Albert, and it was built in 1897, and the Albert was purpose designed by Edward Hughes, a leading contributor to Huddersfield's central Victorian architecture. It retains good old-fashioned character and has an impressive marble and mahogany bar counters, and are well preserved, although the interior otherwise is a mixture of reused old fittings and new imported fittings. Changed in the 1970s, opened the bottom tap room through to the middle lounge by the steps, through the former chimney breast, and blocked the latter side entrance. And as you can see from the blue plaque, in 2003 the actor Patrick Stewart unveiled the blue plaque to commemorate that this is where the football team Huddersfield Town was founded, on the second floor room some 115 years previously. So let's go inside and see what the Albert's all about. Right, so first, this is first pork pie. This is from Pritchard, so we'll see if there's any better than for John Smith's. So that's the first one, so we'll see what this one turns out. Right, so the next two really are just padding. They're not part of real ale trail, but because they're not really that old. They're both originally a part of the station itself. So I'll just quickly flip you around. So the first one is a head of steam. Like I said, there's no real history inside really, but obviously I think the first class lounges or lounges to come into before pub opened. And so we're going to pop in here and then we're going to pop to King's Head, which is the other side, so that's the other one. And that just gives us enough time before pub opens, fourth one we're going to before we move on. Right, so next on the list is the King's Head. Same again, not a lot of history in here. I think it used to be first class lounge with this one. But yeah, I'll tell you what they have done though. They put Jimi Hendrix as the king. Well, it's hard to disagree with that. But yeah, let's see what this one's got to offer. Right, so here we are. This looks quite unusual, was this? So this is the King's Head. Let's see, there's a bonus is this because Bakehouse didn't have one, so this makes up. So this is now put Huddersfield back into a competition with each other. So let's see how this turns out. Right, we're at the next one now. We're at the Sportsman. So this is going to be a bit of a rush, is this one, because we've got to get back to the train station pretty sharp, so otherwise we're going to be stuck for about an hour. So yeah. So this is the Sportsman. The Sportsman dates back to the 1930s, but as you can see in the 1950s it had a refit by Hammond, and that's why it's got H on the windows. So it's got a real Art Deco feeling inside of this pub, and Camera English Heritage gave it a pub design award. The main room was a superb carved central bar with parquet floor and interesting wood entrance. There's 8 real ales arranged in order of strength and how dark they are. There's also a selection of other drinks including ciders, what have you. So 2 rooms regular for meeting, and they do poker and music nights. So I think it became a Camera cider pub of the year 2022 to 2024. So I should imagine there might be a few ciders in there, but I think I'm sticking to real ale. You never know, I might have a chance, but we've had a lovely porter in the King's Head, so who knows. But yeah, Sportsman's Beerhouse. Got to crack on because I want to go about a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes. This is another bonus pub, stopping just to change trains at Beerhouse before we get to Halifax, so just 1 second, I'll spin you around. So this is the commercial, or also known as the railway, and it is right next to the railway. So this is part of the West Yorkshire Ale Trail, and they're called the Valley Ale Trail. So been here many times, it's a really fantastic pub. Don't know the history of it, but definitely worth the visit. So yeah, another bonus one. Right, here we are. So this is the pork pie 3 and 4. This is the Beerhouse edition. So on the left here we have got Le Gourmet pie thing, and here we've got SL Custis, I think it is, the butchers. So we'll see which one of these looks. On visual I would say Custis looks really good, but we'll see from a taste point of view where we are. Right, so we've got the train from Beerhouse and we've ended up in Halifax now. We've just got an Uber. We're going to need 3 Ubers to get to the first 2 pubs because they're a little bit out of the way. But these 2 are pretty magnificent, so definitely worth coming here. So I'll spin you around and show you the first one. So the first pub we've got today is the Big Six, and it has a rich history dating back to 1857. And it was originally built as a beer house with its own brew house, but locals nicknamed it the Big Six after the Big Six mineral water and hop ale works that operated on this site in the 20th century. But it's steeped in history, and it's got framed documents on display, and it's got quite an historic interior that's used for filming locations for pub scenes set in the early 20th century. And it's tucked away, and it has got rare character. It's just on a normal terrace street called Horseful Street. So as you can see, just a normal terrace street, and then a bit of pub. I'd be terrible if it were on my street with this, but yeah, it's got real character, and it's, like I said, it's tucked away. So it's got plenty of original internal fittings, including oak frame, fitted seating, wood panelling, and a fine bar back fitting. All probably dating from the date of acquisition, which is when local brewers Ramsden's bought it in 1928. And it consists of a central corridor with 2 partly opened up rooms, plus a bar lounge and an excellent cosy snug. It has got a games room, I think, but I think that came a bit later. And it's a Tetley's pub, and Tetley's gave it their Big Six, gave the Big Six their heritage badge in the mid-80s, and a refurbishment work around that time bears that distinctive signature. So it sounds like an absolutely cracking pub. I can't wait to get inside. So let's see what it's got to offer. As David Dickinson would say on The Real Deal, this is a Bobby Dazzler. Right, we are just absolutely the Big Six. Absolutely, what a brilliant pub. And so here we've got another one that's really historically important. This one is called the Standard of Freedom at Skircoat Green. So as you can see there. So let me tell you all about this place. So the Standard of Freedom draws its name from the landlord John Ashworth, who in around 1856-57 said the people of Skircoat Green shall join in the March for Freedom, and I shall raise the Standard of Freedom at this inn. And Ashworth was talking about, or referring to, Chartism, which was the first working class movement. Chartism sought to bring an end to exploitation by ensuring working class representation in Parliament, and had 6 demands: universal male suffrage, equal electoral districts, secret ballots, annual parliaments, payment for MPs, and no property qualification for MPs. And at that time only 8% of the males possessed the vote. So these were quite radical demands. Basically, throughout the Industrial Revolution, the working class really made the tops rich, and in return basically just got enough to live. That was basically the deal. I don't think we've really got any real comprehension of how difficult it was to be working class back then. Quite an incredible story, and you know, I mean, I don't want to get sort of downtrodden about this, but it really does make you wonder what it must have been like back then in respect to, you know, how terrible it was really, from talk about the disproportionate proportionate distribution of wealth. But yeah, so this Benjamin Wilson, quite a guy, and he deserves to be remembered because he's got a blue plaque. So yeah, that's the Standard of Freedom, an absolutely fantastic story. Up the workers. Right, so we left the Standard of Freedom. We've come into Halifax now itself, into the city centre, and Standard of Freedom, we've got to say the history of that place is just truly incredible. The struggle that were happening at that time just to get a vote, never mind anything else. So anyhow, moving on, we're on to the next pub, which is called Lewins. And Lewins is a Grade 2 listed building dating back to 1769, originally known as the Hare and Hounds. It was altered in the 70s, and for a while it got given the Irish name O'Neill's, and it became a bit of an Irish themed pub. But it reverted back to the Lewins after the family who ran it for 60 years. Women were banned from this traditional pub until 1969 because apparently beer shortage during the Great War. The main bar, which is carpeted in flagstone and timber floors, with equally mixed furnishing and decor, and it has a splendid 15th century fireplace which came from an old hall in Bradford, now demolished, and then 2 smaller bars more simply furnished. So Some of these pubs have got a lot of history, but when you get inside they haven't got much architectural features. So I'll be interested to see this fireplace and if it's still there and if the inside is modern or has retained it. But so far from an architectural point of view, and historical point of view really to a degree, the Big Six wins absolutely hands down, but I do believe it's going to have a challenge later on. So let's see what Lewins is like. Right, we're outside the old cock now. It's got a bit of music going on, so it's the new with the old here, and going on a bit like I filmed them, glad to see him move somewhere else. There's been a baby reveal around the corner, so that's all a little bit. So I don't remember where it is, the speaker. 1 second. Right, so I can't do anything. I've got some music playing and things, so we're having a party in there. So the old cock stands on Southgate in Halifax, and it goes back to 1850 when it was a townhouse owned by William Savile, and then later Sir Henry Savile. Pub was it was basically been in since 1668, and it was a well-known meeting place for the coiners. The coiner King David Hartley was arrested on October the 14th, 1769. In the mid-18th century, it was a theatre, and the Harmonic Society met here. It had a warehouse at the rear for visitors, traded at the Peace Hall. The oak room, which I know still there because I've been in it a few years ago, has oak panel stained glass windows with 20 lights and some glass, and some of the glass is original. It was a meeting place for the Loyal Georgia Society, and the oak room in the oak room the decision was made to establish the Halifax Permanent Building Society, but also has a connection to Bramwell Bronte Kells Surprise. So apparently Bramwell ran up a bill in 1848, and Mr. Nicholson had to get in touch with Patrick Bronte to settle the bill. So him, of course, is said to be haunted with the landlady of the 17th century, ran over to London and married a bigamist. So quite a bit of history there. But yeah, it's the old mixed with the new, because obviously they've modernised inside. I think the oak room's still there, but the rest of it's quite modern now. But yeah, still a fairly significant pub, and I think it has quite a bit to do with Webster's this once upon a time. But yeah, really interesting. Right, we're now outside the Union Cock Inn, so we're going to spin you around and show you this. It's got quite a bit of interesting history. So the Union Crossing was originally called the Crossing because it stood opposite the Market Cross. And according to 1535, the landlord Richard Lister was fined £10 for creating a lean-to building in the marketplace. This is the oldest inn in Halifax and stands in the old market on the site of the old market. It had one of the largest cockfighting rings in the district, and it continued in an upstairs room long after the spot had been banned. Haywood writes that the great cocking at the inn in 31st of May 1680, when the inn was kept by a widow Mitchell. Around 1557, the owner Richard Lister, it was owned by Richard Lister, and in 1680 Haywood recorded, they drank all night and were so high with swearing, ranting at the cross that they were heard far in the town. Lord Eglinton, the Scottish lord, stood on horseback at the TC door, swearing and ranting, calling to sack for sack, making people drink. A hundred were flocking about them, then rid desperately along the corn market and light at the cross, stayed most of the week. Men went home with heavy heads and empty purses. In 1735 it had a bowling green. In 1745 it was renamed the Union Cross in support of the Crown during the Jacobite Rebellion, and because it was on Union Street. It had accommodation and stables, but they've obviously long gone now. And it had a warehouse for the Peace Hall. So it had lots and lots going on. Apparently Daniel Defoe stayed here, Wesley stayed here in the 1700s, 1748 precisely, and I think Wesley got roughed up a little bit, so he moved on to Scarecoat Green, which is where the Standard of Frida came from. And obviously Bramwell, Mr. Bronte came here as well, so lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of history, and it's all set up for Halloween, so that's it. But yeah, the Union Cross, let's see what it's got to offer inside. Can I just say, and oh, by the way, the old cock has gone. It's all modern now. It's absolutely terrible. All the original features, including in the oak room, are all covered up now, and it saddens me incredibly, but that's the way it goes. So the Big Six still hasn't got a challenge. Right, so we're outside the Royal Oak, which looks really, really old, but it isn't. It's mock Tudor, so it was built in 1931 and was constructed by Prestige Brewers in the Tudor Extravaganza of 1931. And its timbers come from the SS Newcastle, so quite different. But Ramsden's, the brewery, they got in touch with the architects in Halifax, Jackson and Fox, and they originally made a 4-room layout, which has been merged, and probably in the 1960s, but the bar and the oak panelling and 3 good fireplaces survive, as does the upstairs function room. So there's obviously quite a lot of original features in there, and the leaded windows are elaborately decorated with heraldic motifs of the intricate wood carving. It is the works of H.P. Jackson's of Coley. The pub was listed in 1994 from a successful application by camera, and in 2011 the bar was removed from the upstairs function room, and the fretwork over mantle in the above one of the downstairs fireplaces was removed. So there's been a few changes, but let's just see some of the original pictures here. But I mean, certainly from appearance it looks like it's really old, but obviously it isn't. But still, nonetheless, this is our penultimate pub. I'm not expecting too much from this place. Anything I get is a bonus. The next one I am expecting a lot of. Right, we're at the last pub now. We're at the Three Pigeons on Sunfall Street by the looks of it. And the great news about this place is it's owned by the Allsop Brewery, so you know what that means. It's got a little bit of white rat in there, so we'll go and get a bit of white rat in a moment. But in a moment, just spin you around and give the history. So the history of the Three Pigeons is it's a 1930s pub on the edge of town, and it has a lovely Art Deco interior. It has a unique octagonal Yorkshire-style drinking lobby with patterned terrazzo floor and oak panel walls. There's a lobby and 3 rooms, of which 2 are original metal Art Deco door signs. The lounge at the front of the pub is original fixed seating and fixed fireplace around, so there's lots and lots of lovely features. We've got lots and lots of lovely beers. The Pigeon hosts a number of groups, including societies and people that are close to the show stadium. So Sorry, so I meant to say the pub has hosts many sort of groups and people who are close to the Shea Stadium, close to Halifax Town Football Club. But this is supposed to be magnificent inside, and it's also magnificent outside. So, in respect to his Boston Brewery, I've got a lot of time because they do White Rat. So this should be good. Right, we're in the Three Pigeons now, and we're just about to get done now. Well, I said get done, I don't mean we're going to get done, I'm about saying that is it. And it's been fabulous, and it's very, very busy, very, very loud. The pub is absolutely wonderful. Slowly but surely you can see the original features slipping away, but this was a Webster's pub to start with, and it doesn't seem very much different from that time. But, you know, just to say, in finishing, it's been a fantastic ale trail. I absolutely loved it. I loved the day out with my family, and it's been brilliant. So I hope you enjoyed it. Get yourself to Huddersfield and Halifax, and until next time, take care. Cheers, bye.